Hi guys, my name's Angus Alanson. Hi there. I'm launching a new website to make known a few unknown singers who deserve best. And next is what's name? Yeah. Because Bilson. Not a great singer. He's bad with a guitar either. But with another, I let you hear that. Oh, right away. Cheers. Good evening, y'all. I'm very happy to announce our first letter from a follower after a grand opening. Actually, a she follower, my preferred. I read you the letter, so it's very encouraging, as you will see. Dear Angus, nice beginning. Thanks for this great idea to open your studio to young talents and those so hard what? Times. Even when open to not so young and not so talent. Because we like that part. Now, unless you have better to offer, I'm bringing you some ideas of my group of friends, suggesting that you might envision to drop your singers, if you call them so, and rather, why not start talking philosophy, or cooking, or politics, economy, in short, anything else. Than singing. With love, take care, Bree. Her name, Bree. There is a PS. Postscriptum. Some examples. Life after death or extraterrestrial. God. Survival in the 21st century. Kant. Diagrams. Robots. The future of movie theaters. And so on. I'm specialized in so on. I'm the expert in and so onism. So that's why it's so good later, and took it, of course, in the huge that just received. Okay, so we are going to have very nice anti-onism in the next days or so. Cheers! Hi folks, and welcome back on the Angus Alanson channel, where we have the pleasure to introduce Dr. Jones, a fine physicist about to reveal an astonishing discovery about Einstein's second greatest blunder, and gathering a team of scientists and explorers for us in order to answer Bree's questions about life after life, a universe after the universe, and after, ever after. Dr. Jones, if you please. Hello, everyone, and good day, and I want to thank Angus Alanson for his kind invitation to talk to you about Einstein's second greatest blunder. Everyone knows Einstein's greatest blunder, which was about the cosmological constant, without which Einstein says he could have predicted the expansion of the universe. Now, the second greatest blunder is that Einstein said once that general relativity does not predict how people fall in love. And we are about to reveal to you
that general relativity does predict quite precisely that and how people fall in love.
In fact, Dr. Jones just told me he will soon introduce us a cosmologist, colleague of his, bringing us a novel theory about Einstein's first blunder, the cosmological constant, linking the so-called dark energy merely to time, quite directly, isn't it?
Precisely so, dear Angus. But before talking about the first blunder and possibly even the third blunder of Einstein's, let's come back to the second blunder. And for that, I'd like to introduce to you Captain Lerouge. Hi, Captain. To whom I owe so much for my own discovery about how general relativity explains people falling in love. Captain, your turn.
Oui, merci beaucoup de this invitation, Angus and John. But John is much too modest because he's really the one who made the discovery of the interaction everywhere and any time between the feminine side, the female, if you will, of the universe, with the masculine, male, so-called energy momentum tensor. And this is the beauty of the universe.
Thanks a lot, Roger, very much. And we will also talk about the enormous contribution to the discovery of the CERN, Geneva-based, largest laboratory in the world, probably. But before that, could you please, Captain Roger Lerouge, tell us how your career as an explorer started and led to these amazing first experiments of genuine curvature. Please, Roger.
Well, you see, I was about 7 when I first felt this vocation to explore some cupboard in Mom's kitchen, which was full of a jungle of vegetation and pieces of beast. And however, I managed to find a passage to the object of my desire, which was the pot of confiture, the jam pot, if you will.
Terrific! And please tell us what happened next.
The effect was that I got a slap on my right cheek from my dad. And I think that might have been the moment when I started to revise the priorities of my objects of desire. Then much later, I was about to leave high school for college when a new star shining appeared in the landscape. Then I felt a particularly strong attraction bending my trajectory in the direction of this new aster. And it is much later, when discussing the event with my new friend, Dr. Jones, that I understood that the attractivity was directly connected to what I've come to call a perfect curvature, which acted to me kind of like a perfect storm, in fact. And finally, this is when I've realized the course of mathematics, particularly geometry, is extremely important, and applied geometry still more. And it's very important for students to be involved and to study this very carefully. And in fact, it might have been important for the reproduction of the species in the beginning of humanity, and that explains now why Plato, the well-known philosopher, had put at the entrance of his academy these famous words, "Nobody enters here if not a geometer."
Fascinating. And we'd like to hear some comments from Dr. Jones about these experiments. But first, please could you, Captain Lerouge, tell us a bit more about this tentative exploration of the new store?
Well, the experiment is arrived to a stop little later. I wanted to explore a little further the amazing curvature of this stellar object, who revealed to be our neighbor's daughter, herself about to leave Dad's house for college. And the result of that was a slap on my left cheek, which apparently had been left for that purpose 10 years earlier. That's it.
Et voilà. This explains to you that life of explorer. Indeed, Roger, may be full of hazards and blows, and you must be ready to sacrifice yourself. But this is where Roger and myself started to team at college and to work on his experiments and some further experiments to be clear about what was going to lead us to this theory of cosmological love as predicted by general relativity and summarized in Einstein's equation that I show you. Now, you see that G nu interacts with the stress energy or energy momentum tensor. And what we're going to show you next is that it has amazing consequences, including in quantum gravity and the so-called Higgs boson and the production of mass in the universe.
Absolutely, and I want to thank John, who taught me, since I was more involved in physical activities when he was already more involved in physics, that when the curved trajectory approaches the upper layers of the emotional atmosphere, if you will, then you leave general relativity for quantum mechanics if you want to penetrate further towards a more intimate entanglement which belongs to quantum mechanics. And it appears that fundamental physics has not been able to reconcile general relativity with quantum mechanics over 1 century, so how would a simple man like me solve this? Amazing! Now could this astrophysical love, cosmological love, be somehow related to the question of the origin of man, who has been so fundamental a question for humanity and for so long?
Indeed. But first, dear Angus, a word about what I had told Roger after his misfortune about the importance of experimental protocol. You know, the stars, also known as women, are arguably, understandably, extremely sensitive to the carefulness of experimental protocol, which is something also known in diverse environments as the rights toward entanglement, as we call it in quantum mechanics. Now, for your second question, dear Angus, indeed, rather than the origin of man, what we're going to investigate and explain to your auditors is the more critical question of the origin of woman. And why so? Because everybody can observe that woman is herself at the origin of man more often than man originating in woman. So we'll have to come back to this origin and to the specific role of curvature in this marvelous endeavor.
Yes, and for this question of the origin of man and woman, we have to review all kinds of gender theories and paleontological theories. And we have decided some time ago with John to start by investigating a very interesting gender theory of Dr. John Gray's, very well known as Men Come from Mars and Women from Venus. So that's what we will tell you more about in the next conferences or so. Thanks a lot.
So thank you very much, Dr. Jones, Captain Lerouge, and our auditors now understand that you will come back very soon for the next series of conferences about what the origin not of man but of woman, and how the Geneva-based CERN and other famous scientific institutions around the world have in fact brought unknown discoveries going to reveal solutions, explanations, and about obviously the Einstein's blunders that everybody would like to know more, since it is a fact that many physicists would have killed mom and dad to make a discovery of the magnitude that Einstein calls a blunder. So see you soon, folks. Gentlemen, we've just received a new letter from a follower that I'm reading to you. right now. Hey guys! I guess that's you both. Your stuff ain't love. No? It's just hormonal reaction of basic male, which is where Mrs. Alanson would probably tell you that basic male makes two words for the same concept. So don't make us laugh. Observe that we don't go naked, 'cause we don't want to be bothered, usually. Except we concede a glimpse, occasionally, when males, speaking fundamental physics, are too much addicted to the principle of inertia. Or otherwise they are drunk. Cheers, Geena. Dear colleagues, I suggest that for our next cycle of conferences, you come with a nice and precise and convincing answer to our dear Geena.